Hello and welcome to this episode of Cosmic Crow Tarot, where today we're going to be checking out a brand new oracle deck, the No Bad Days Daily Affirmations for a Joyful Life. It's published by Red Whale Riser and created by, I'm going to probably mess these up, but Inez Duhard and Jolene, Jly. I don't know how you pronounce that, but there it is. And then the back of the box, like it looks so, it's got major like peace and happiness, 60s vibes, and I am loving just the outside and the deck and everything so far, and I haven't even opened it yet. What it says on the back here is no bad days will inspire you to start each day with a positive intention and live in gratitude. Each of the 39 cards provides an affirmation as well as a daily exercise. Here you'll find suggestions for yoga poses, breathing techniques, and inspiring playlists, tips for personal development, props for intuitive writing, and more. Make this oracle part of your daily practice and let it guide you towards inner harmony and joy. So this deck is like nothing I have in my collection. I love, I'm more of the dark and despair kind of like those things, crows, they get a bad vibe and things like that, but there's so much joy to be found, and I love bringing that out. I love like even the negative tarot cards out there and finding the light in them. That's my favorite thing in life. I feel like that's my purpose, is just bringing the joy out, and I think this deck is definitely going to help me with that. So we're going to get it open, it's still in the plastic, and see what the illustrations look like. Got a little nick right there in the plastic, and you think I'd be better at this by now, but I'm not. We're going to get that plastic off, and we're going to see what the cards look like though, right? So we've got the cards out, the box open. We're going to open it now. And it's a really, really nice quality box that, it's perfect size for the cards and everything. And here is the guidebook, which comes with it. And I absolutely love oracle decks that come with guidebooks, because like oracles and we don't have that same connection that I have with the tarot. So the book itself is going to be really, really handy when we work with it. You see there, we've got like different illustrations and everything there, and a lot of information for each card. Like there's blooming, and you have the message, you have the exercise, and you have all of that information, and you've got an idea of what that illustration is going to look like. So, keep this, fits right in there in the box, and you've got everything you need to turn any bad day into a good one. And as that back said, when you start your day, so you start out your day good, you can work with this deck. Like pull the card, keep it right beside your bed. You get up, just shuffle that deck and get to it. You see there the back of the cards, I believe. I'm going to have to like rip the little paper thing off because I don't think I'm going to get it off otherwise, but there we go. Ooh, and I just noticed the inside of the box. How cute is that? That little sunflower right there with its little shoes and everything. That is so adorable. Does the front have an actual thing? No, but it's very like 60s vibes. I love that 60s, 70s and everything. That whole time period, peace, love, and happiness. No internet needed or anything. Just, enjoying life, doing all the things we love, and those funky colors and everything. It's a really awesome deck. And you see there on the backs, it is that no bad days freedom right there. Freedom from bad days. And each one, you can see here, there's also orange, and then there's pink, and then there's blue. So I have another thing I can share with you that will give us that information of what each of those are. And this is this nice little paper that Red Whale Wiser has sent to me along with the deck. Now down here it says freedom is the orange cards, and it represents the past. These are your foundations, your roots, the basis of questioning. What is your desire for freedom? What is stopping you from moving forward? And what do you need to free yourself from negative energies? So really important information there, like about our past, so we can free ourselves from the past. Emergence are the pink cards, and it appeals to the present. It's time for a renaissance. These cards convey your current state of mind and shed light on your problems so you can move forward and shine. And then achievement is the blue cards, and it says it's the final path to personal fulfillment that we are all waiting for. Everything is possible once you have cleansed your soul and purified your intentions. Discover a new awakening that leads you to a serene, enlightened, positive, and aligned life. So there we have the three different ones, and you see there, right there it says freedom on them, right there it says emergence, and right there says achievement. So that's a really cool little touch there, three different things. Checking the past, reflecting on it, being in the present, and then focusing on what emerges, or you can achieve from when you come out of those negative feelings. Okay, we're going to actually look at the illustrations right now. And I just love it. I have nothing like this in my collection. And it's just so much vibing with that hippie experience, the 60s vibe. I just met someone the other day. She is the owner of Cherry Bomb Vintage. I got this cool little sticker from her the other day, and honestly, I didn't even get her name. We're friends now. We follow each other on Instagram and the socials and everything. I sat right beside her for like 8 hours the other day at a festival. I got the sticker. We traded. Really awesome trade. Like she sells like vintage clothing and everything, and that's what gave me this idea, this like vibe from these illustrations, because she just embraces it. I mean, even her car speaks of that time period, and I just love, 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 love her energy. She is awesome. Cherry Bomb Vintage. She is on Instagram. You can check her out and all of her work. She's got a thing going right now where she's doing a giveaway where she is curating a personal like outfit, from all the all the outfits of the past, those vintage things. And I think that's really cool. I'll put that link into the description below so you can follow her on Instagram. Check out that giveaway if it's still going on when you're watching this and everything. But okay, moving forward. Serenity is the first card we have right here. We're going backwards, it seems. So maybe actually we're going to flip it over and I'm going to start with the past. So we're not going to see the illustrations until, we pull them up. So the freedom cards would be the ones first. Freedom from the past. And there's emancipation. Letting go of the past, releasing it, and finding that strength to continue. So I love that. Like breaking the chains and the hands and everything with that groovy, just beautiful illustration there with all the waves and everything. And even the birds, screaming that freedom from the past. So we're going to set that card right like that, move forward, and we have autonomy. So there is that one, and you have the 2 at the top. 2 of the major arcana of the tarot is the High Priestess. So it's like releasing ourselves from the pain of that past and moving forward, trusting our intuition to lead us to better times. So that's a really fun illustration. Next up, we have choice. I believe these are in alphabetic order, perhaps. Maybe not, because we mean A, 2. That was A, right? No, E. So no, not alphabetic order at all, but the numbers are right there. Choice reminds us, let go of the past. We can make the choice to just keep reliving that past, letting the pain of the past hold us back, or we can make the choice to keep going. 3 there, creativity and creation itself. And we can make that choice to create something better than we ever had before. We have 4 up next, the number of a strong foundation, and there is the guide, and it's a cute little cherub dude with his little purple cloth and everything, and it's just, that strong foundation. Let life be our guide, let those experiences be our guide, so that we can see ourselves as the strong foundations we are. And the guide right there reminds us that other people, the strong foundations we have in our lives can help us as well. Next up, we have the 5, the halfway point of the numerical sequence, and there is conscience. The 5, the Hierophant of the major arcana can be the teacher card, and all those experiences of our past, things that didn't kill us and made us stronger, those things we don't want to let go of, that gives us that strong conscience we need to change and transform our lives for the better. I like the head in that illustration, how it's like perfectly like molded in or melded into that the like symbol right there, or the shape right there, and it's all galaxy and everything. That's a really fun illustration. All of these illustrations are really fun though, aren't they? Like I said, nothing I've ever seen before. It's so cool. Decisions is the 6 in this, so lovers of the major arcana connects with that one, and self-reflection. And you see you've got the keys to making your life better. Beautiful again. Next up we have the 7, and it is freedom. Overcoming obstacles that stand in our way of success, the chariot of the major arcana, and that freedom is letting go of the past, walking away from it, being free. So this is the freedom card of the freedom section right there. So that is fun. 8 is the number of success and wealth, and there is tolerance in that position. And you see there, I love myself, letting go of the past, loving who you are in the here and now. Not just tolerating yourself, but forgiving yourself so that you can come to love and appreciate who you are. It's a really powerful card right there. I really like that one. 9 would be the next one. 9 in numerology contains the energy of all the numbers that have come before it. So it's really fun energy. And there is sincerity, writing down. A lot of times, if you have these like negative thoughts, and these people that have upset you and everything, writing them a letter, never sending it, and telling them exactly how you feel can do a lot to take that anger and that negativity that you're feeling about it out. Like, you can a lot of, like, I know people before that they'll write things and they'll either set it on fire, light it, turn it to ashes, person never reads it, or even throw it in the garbage can, just let that out of yourself. Be sincere to yourself so you can let go of the pain that you're holding on to. Next up, we have the 10, which is the Wheel of Fortune of the Major Arcana. That's beginnings and, new ideas and everything, beginning the next chapter. And there is gratitude. Gratitude for all of those things of the past and all the good you have in your life now. Focusing on what you have to be grateful for can give you even more to be grateful for. It's just such simple illustrations with such simple words on them, but they can give you so much insight, so much positivity to keep going and not give up. So you can have that mindset that there are no bad days. There are only days. It's whatever you decide to make of the day. It can be a bad day or it can be a good day if you make the choice to make it good. Next up, we have 11, which relates to justice, and it's harmony. Right there, double beginnings, new chapter and all the wisdom and knowledge of the past. So harmony right there with an awesome yoga pose, the tree pose to be exact. That is my personal favorite yoga pose. That's the one I like. I just will be standing still and deciding I want to do that. So I love that illustration. It's perfect. 12 would be next, which is the Hangman of the Major Arcana, combining the Magician with the High Priestess for creativity and creation itself. And what do we have but light? Light is awesome, taking that time to come out of the clouds and finding, that light at the end of the tunnel. This reminds me of the star of the Major Arcana. All of those, clouds, all those trials and tribulations we've had can help us find the light within ourselves. Oh, I think this might be my favorite illustration because of like the background and everything. It's beautiful, but all these cards are beautiful, aren't they? 13 of the Major Arcana is death, which is endings that lead to a new beginnings. That 13 reduces to 4, the number of that strong foundation. And there is those roots reminding us, our past that didn't kill us made us stronger. All of those people that came before us that created the foundation that we see today, those are the roots that allow us to keep going. So appreciate those. Next up, we are from freedom to emergence. So 13 is the last one in the freedom section, freedom of the past. So we're now to emergence. And there we have travel. Oh, what a fun card this illustration is. I love that. And there it says adventure awaits. Let go of the past. This is temperance of the Major Arcana with the 14 energy. And it's all of this experience of the past. Give us that knowledge and wisdom we need to keep going, to travel to somewhere better than we ever have before. I love that illustration. Like that's a Sagittarius's dream right there, is just to get a bus and travel the world, and or travel the country at least, because I don't really want to get on a plane and go somewhere else. But hey, if I can drive there, I'm totally for it. I love that illustration. 15 is the Devil of the Major Arcana. In this deck, it's movement. Embrace the devil. Let go of the past. Move forward. Roller skating. I haven't roller skated in so long. I actually prefer rollerblading. It seems easier, but there are still places out there that you can do that. And I just love the retro feeling of this illustration. It's really cool. This entire deck is really awesome. I'm loving the vibes of it. 16 would be courage. Courage of the Major Arcana is the Tower, and it's like it reminds you, to keep going no matter what life throws at you. Find the courage to keep going, to make that leap into something new. Again, fun, awesome illustration. 17 would be the Star of the Major Arcana. We kind of already saw the star with the 12, right? But this illustration is power, reminding us that we have the power. When we find that confidence to begin something new, when we overcome the obstacles that stand in our way, we embrace that girl power, we can find the power we need to find success in our lives. Awesome illustration again. So that might be the most empowering card of all. You just see her worth, see her power, and her strength, and she doesn't care what anybody else thinks. 17 is precedes 18. I'm talking and I'm kind of forgetting the numbers there, but there we have 18 with the abundance. 1 and 8 equals 9, the number we said that contains the energy of all the numbers that have come before. The hermit energy of the Major Arcana, and this shows like that gratitude card with the 10. That was the 10, right? That gratitude and that abundance kind of go hand in hand. When we are grateful for everything that we have and we appreciate that abundance in our life, the law of attraction gives us, and the powers that be give us even more to appreciate, more abundance than we may have ever had before. So that's an awesome illustration with the cornucopia and everything. Very, very fun. And it reminds us, we have more than we realize sometimes. Focus on the good and the positive, and more good and positive will come to us, and no bad days will be awaiting for us. Emergence 19 is blooming. Oh, what a beautiful illustration. You know, one's just starting out, one is already flying free of the butterflies, and it just reminds us, you know, we're blooming. Better things are coming. The emergence of something new is awaiting us. So that is a beautiful illustration there, representing the sun of the major arcana, I suppose, with the energy of 19, which would make the 20 the card relating to judgment. And there is magic. When we forgive the past, when we learn from that past, when we trust our intuitions, we can be a fool for whatever we want to be a fool for next, because the magic is within us. That is, I love that illustration. I love that crystal ball in the background, and that those hands saying, you know, you possess the magic. You have the magic to keep going. Beautiful illustration. 21 would be the world of the major arcana, and then I have to stop actually relating them to tarot cards because it only goes to 21. But there it is strength. 2 and 1 equals 3, the number of creativity and creation itself, reminding us that passion, that fire, that lightning within us, how it gives us the strength to keep going no matter what life throws at us. Again, beautiful, inspiring, empowering. So this is all, you know, so related to what I do. Empower and inspire. That's what the tarot is for, I feel. Next up, we have 22. And there is acceptance, and 22. 2 is the number of kindness, compassion, empathy, thought process, choices, balance, and intuition. And when we have that kindness, compassion, empathy, balance, and trust our intuitions and everything to make the choice to believe in ourselves, we become that strong foundation. And what is 2 and 2 plus 4? So there is that acceptance card. Very beautiful illustration again, followed by, we're still on emergence. We'll get to the awaken, I think the next one was when we get to it. So 23 would be 5, 2 and 3 equals 5, and opening the mind can help change and transform our lives for the better. So that is a very, very fun illustration right there. Next up, we have 6 or 24, and that is knowledge. Learn from the experiences of the past. All of that knowledge and wisdom that we have within us can help us, take control to help us make our lives ones that we love and enjoy. So that is an awesome illustration again. All of these are awesome illustrations. Next up, we have experience. Experience is 25, which relates to 7, the number of the chariot, the major arcana, and overcoming obstacles that stand in our way of success. And there it is, all the experiences of our past. When we get out of our own minds, when we get out of our own doubt, we can experience so much more than we ever even realized. And that is an awesome illustration right there. 25, wasn't it? Yes, 26 would be the final card of the emergence section. And then we get to the achievement. And there it is, support. You are never alone, my friends. You've always got those people that have your back. I always say when I do my readings and stuff, and that negativity and that darkness comes out, and you see it in the cards, and you're like experiencing it and you feel it, I always let people have my card, and I always give people my information. I mean, you see it right there too. You can send me a message on the socials anytime you want, because that's support, just telling you not to give up, that you are enough. I always offer that to every single person that I do a reading for, because sometimes that's what we need to find that strength within, to forgive that past, to have compassion and love who we are. We need that support so we do not feel alone. Awesome ending to the section of emergence. And now we were on to the third and final section of achievement. First, we have foundation. That foundation is definitely achievement to appreciate. 2 and 7 is 9, so it contains the energy of all the numbers come up before. And we found that foundation. We see ourselves as that strong foundation because we've learned from those experiences of our past. 28 would follow 27. And there it is, of love. There's the high priestess with strength. We found that strength to love who we are. We let love lead us in everything that we do. And love is the answer to finding joy and happiness in our lives. Not just in our lives, but loving and appreciating the ones around us too. All that brings more to joy in our lives than we might have ever had before. I love that energy there of the love card. It's so simple. Such a simple 4-letter word. And if we could all just embrace it, the world would be so much better. Next up, we have future. 2 and 9 equals 11. That energy there, all the beginnings, all the things of our past lead us to this new beginning, and we can make it whatever we want it to be. And you see there, she's focused on that future. She knows what she wants, and there, that peace and love are right there on the card, reminding us again that love can lead us to making the futures ones that we love and enjoy. 30 would be the next number in the sequence, and there is 30. Always follow your intuition, and there is intuition. And how does that intuition come? How does that intuition become stronger? It's by taking that time to look within, learn from the past, so that we can create lives that we're full sport in the here and now. 30 is followed by 31, and there is the present moment. Enjoy every single moment. The present, they say, is all we have. The past is in the past. The future is waiting for us. So appreciate the present moment, and we can find even more to appreciate moving forward. Again, focusing on all the things we have going well in our lives, all the good, all the things we have to be thankful for. Appreciating the fact that we can sit here and appreciate it now can just really put us in a better mindset. So that's an awesome illustration. And 4, 3 and 1 equals 4, the number of a strong foundation. And this present moment is the strong foundation when we take the time to appreciate it. 32 would equal 5, the change and transformation number of the sequence. And there is forgiveness. Find forgiveness, find that self-love. I love the self-love thing. RuPaul's Drag Race, that's one of my favorite shows on television. And at the end of every episode, they always say, if you can't love yourself, how in the hell can you expect to love somebody else? And there, the forgiveness, forgive yourself for the past, all the things you've created that didn't work out. Even if they did, that still, it strengthens your intuition and helps you change and transform your life for the better. And when you find that love for yourself, when you forgive yourself, and you forgive others for the past, then you absolutely can begin creating and changing your life for the better, creating a life that you love and enjoy. So that is an awesome card right there. They're so simple, such simple cards that they're so inspiring. And that's one thing I love about oracle cards. It's like you have this different information, these different things you don't necessarily see in the tarot, but it adds so much to it. All that darkness and everything. Take the 10 of Swords, for example. I'll just throw that one out there because that's the one of laying down and dying, wanting to give up, throw in the towel because life is too stressful. When you feel like life is too stressful, get out this deck. Take the time to just say, I'm not going to have any more bad days. I'm going to find the confidence to let go of the past. 3 and 3 is confidence. And I love that because that's double of the creativity and creation itself. There's power in it. 3 and 3 equals 6, the number of self-reflection and the lovers of the major arcana. And you take that time to find that self-love. You can find that confidence you need to keep going and create a life that you love and enjoy. Again, the galaxy, the Saturn illustration in the background, it reminds you that work to find that confidence might be hard. You might have to find discipline, routine, and all that stuff that isn't that fun. But when you do, you find that confidence to not give up and keep going. You can create the lives that you love and enjoy. Fun illustration right there. 34 would equal 7, and there's that inner power right there. Finding that inner power, forgiving the past. They're all in space right there. Rising above the negativity, everything. Finding that achievement, to let go of the past, get behind the wheel of their chariots and keep going. I love the vibes of this deck. They're absolutely gorgeous. There is vibration with 35. The 3 and 5 equals 8. So good vibes only can lead you to the success and wealth that you deserve. That vibration, vibrate, on a higher level than the stress, the negativity thing and everything. And, find those good vibes within, and we can find them externally. 35, next would be 36. The number goes to 9. That energy right there is connecting. So that connecting, when everything starts going good, everything starts connecting together. It can be people that are on the same page as us, people that think like us and love us for who we are because we found that self-love, connecting with them, but can also be everything's just clicking together. That's that illustration. I feel like just what the illustration is speaking of, the purple, the pink, the blue, and the white and everything coming together and making us feel whole and complete. 3 and 6, the number of self-reflection. No, 6 is self-reflection. The number that contains the energy of all the numbers that have come before it is 9. So all of those experiences of the past coming together so we can create something new. Beautiful illustration again. Very, very 60s with that, with those colorful flowers in the background. And there we have 37 with transformation. The little the notes in the bottle, forgiving the past and learning from it can help us transform our lives for the better. 3 and 7 equals 10. That's the number at the beginning of the next chapter. Transforming our lives by learning from the past, taking that, putting it in the bottle within and really trusting ourselves to keep going so we can transform our lives for the better. 38 would be the next illustration and card, and there is alignment. 3 and 8 is 11, which reduces to 2. Finding that time to look within, trusting that, you know, we're aligned with our higher purposes and all that stuff. And you have there like that I think they call that easy pose, which sitting like that may not be that easy, but you've got all the chakras and everything on there, so we feel aligned with our thoughts, aligned with our goals, and staying calm and peaceful, you know, believing that no bad days, we can have no bad days and we can have positivity, can help us align with our goals. And I love, beautiful illustration again. And last but not least is there serenity. Finding that serenity, forgiving the past, taking that time to look within and appreciate who we are. This deck is just so much fun, so beautiful, and like I said, it's not like nothing I've ever seen before, and it's so awesome. So what we are going to do now is actually see which card wants to come up for us now. They were on all nice order and everything, and I just completely took them out of order, but how else are you going to work with it, right? And the different backgrounds and everything, you know, it makes it easier to know which section it's in. But that's okay, you know, we pick the one that costs to us the most. If we fan them out just right, you won't even see those. You'll just see the colors, like a little bit of it. So I'm going to actually close my eyes and pick one. And I mean, obviously you can't see me close my eyes, but I'll close my eyes and then I won't know which one's coming up. And we'll see what the guidebook shares for that particular illustration as well. I think we've mixed them around enough. Fan them, or cut the deck. There we go. And then I'm just going to fan them out. I do not, like, seriously, my eyes are closed. You can't see it, but I know you can see, obviously, which one I'm picking, but I can't. There we are. Roots. Roots is the card to come up, and here's what the guidebook shares for it. You know, they are very much in order, so it's easily found. The message says, don't be in too much of a hurry and don't make your decisions too quickly. This card invites you to relax, to anchor yourself, and to slow down. The root chakra means protection, stability, and safety. It symbolizes the connection between the spirit and the material and is the main root of the tree of life. It is said to provide the vital energy required for life. Like a tree that will regenerate every year after dropping its leaves, I am retaining my roots as the solid foundation of my life. Mantra, the mantra says, I will grow the roots of love within me to allow all I wish to blossom. And there the yoga pose, if it says roots and tree, but we'll see what the yoga pose actually is for this one. And it says, take a few minutes during your day to practice the Tanzana mountain pose. There's that word right there. I don't know if I pronounced it correctly or not. This is an anchor point. You can usually start with this position before the sun salutation during a yoga session. Stand with your feet about hip width apart. Free your mind of any intruding thoughts and close your eyes. Picture roots crossing your body and passing out through your feet to anchor themselves in the ground. You are unaware of the surroundings, are completely focused and centered on your breathing. So it's like just taking the moment, appreciating the roots that we are. So it's a fantastic message from this deck. Again, awesome deck. Red Wheel Wiser is the publisher of this deck. I'll put a link in the description below where you can purchase this for your own collection. If the awesome like 60s vibes are just really calling to you, I mean, come on, how cute is that little sun right there? Or the little flower right there. I don't know if it's actually a sunflower because it's white and yellow, but beautiful flower nonetheless, and you see the inside of that box too. So this is a really fun deck, and I'm so excited to add this to my collection because again, I have nothing like this. I've never seen anything like this, but so it's really awesome. You'll see it like on my socials a lot. I'll be sharing it, and of course, you know, if you want a reading with this deck or any deck in my collection, then feel free to comment on this video, message me on the socials, or book one directly on my website. I can do a reading fully with this deck if that's what you're interested in, or if not, then if you get a tarot reading, again, that's, you know, what I really offer is tarot readings. This will be one of the cards that I share in it as well to give you extra information. As always, I want to thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll try to get these back in the box while I talk. Whenever I try to do that, it does this up. But there we go. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you again in the next one.